Hi, I'm Jale, welcome to my channel. This is going to be a pick a card reading, and the pick a card reading title is What Does Their Higher Self Want You to Know? So there's going to be 3 piles, which I will show you in a moment. As requested by a subscriber, we're going to be placing the camera over the card deck for you guys to pick. If you do need extra time, obviously do pause the video and just go to the pile that you feel drawn to. So we've got 3 choices today. We've got the Wisdom Oracle, the Energy Oracle, and the Gilded Reverie Lenormand deck. So as I say, 1, 2, or 3. I'll show you the piles in a minute. And then we'll begin clarifying each of those sort of insights we get for each pile with tarot and also oracle cards. Just one quick announcement. I am going to be changing the amount of uploads I do a week. I'm also going to be changing the days that I upload. I am also going to, no, I'm not also going to be doing anything. Basically, it's going to be Wednesday or Thursday that is the gap in the uploads, but I will be uploading 6 days a week. So that will be probably more than likely Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, gap. So no upload on Wednesday, and then starting again uploading on Thursday. So basically no uploads on Wednesdays. The rest of the week there will be. Let's get started. So as I say, pick a card. What does their higher self want you to know? Okay, so this is probably more going to be for lovers, people that obviously you have a connection to. That's the way I'm getting the insight, but as I say, you sort of utilize the video as you're guided to. So I'll show you the piles now. Okay guys, so for pile 1, which is the Wisdom Oracle deck, pile 2, the Energy Oracle card deck, and this is pile 3, which is the Gilded Reverie Lenormand Expanded Edition deck. So again, if you do need some time, please do pause the video and obviously make your own decision as to what pile you're drawn to for. What does their higher self want you to know? So this is 1, 2, and 3. Hello, pile number 1. You chose the Wisdom Oracle card deck for What Does Their Higher Self Want You to Know? So let's get started. Okay, so let's do a good shuffle here. For those who picked pile number 1, please, Spirit. For those who picked pile number 1, this is a timeless video, just FYI. So what does their higher self want you to know? What does their higher self want you to know, please? What does their higher self want you to know? Those who picked pile number 1. Let's just get a link in with them as well. I'm hearing I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm also hearing I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. I'm hearing someone may have made a decision that costs them a lot. Something about time. Someone could have felt like they'd wasted some time. Someone felt like they've lost something over wasting time. Take it as it resonates. This is a general reading. As I said, just take what does sort of fit. Maybe not every information, every detail is going to fit your situation, but if it does, great. But as I said, this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. I'm hearing we're at a crossroads here. We're at a crossroads. I feel like they're asking for time with this. It's interesting because I've drawn the Chaos and Conflict card, the Co-Create, to the Sea, the Fork in the Road, and the Exchanging Gifts. So this is the Chaos and Conflict, okay? This is the Chaos and Conflict card. I feel like there's a pressure here to be fitting into something, or to sort of be in some kind of way, or to be in some kind of position that maybe they're not. I'm going to pull some of the Juliet Shaman Burke tarot as well to clarify. There was an expectation placed on this person. Now, it doesn't have to be through you. It could have been through something else. Hang on, let me just place this webcam back because it's a little bit off. One sec. Okay, that's a bit better. Sorry about that. Just where I moved it to sort of show the cards. I'm hearing they thought you would understand, but someone's tried to slot themselves into a position that is not them, and they're kind of I'm hearing they're reeling from it now. It's like they've tried to push themselves into a kind of square peg round hole scenario where they're in a situation that just isn't them, and it's almost like it's starting to dawn on them that this isn't them. So whether or not they're in another relationship, or they've been around people that they're not their kind of people, it's kind of put a lot of pressure on them. I feel like it was meant to kind of hold a mirror up them for them to kind of understand and realise what this was all about. But it didn't. It kind of stressed them out, and I don't know if they've taken it out on you. I just keep hearing, I'm sorry. It's interesting because I feel like if they've kind of said to you, I can't do this yet because I've got this going on, or I can't do this with you because it's not going to work, or it's not going to do this, it's like they're trying to kid themselves, because it's like they're trying to fit into something that is not working for them because it was what was expected. And actually your connection, which is very authentic, they're trying to pretend doesn't exist almost, or they did before. If it's not now, then it would have been previously. I don't feel like they're happy. I really don't feel like they're happy. Not feeling like this person's happy. These people are not happy. Yeah, someone's tried to fit in as opposed to look for their own happiness. Someone's tried to actually fit in to a situation here that doesn't serve them. They're definitely looking at ways to kind of manifest a change in amongst all this situation. We've got the co-create card. They're trying to look at a way out of this situation, but I feel like because they're kind of, sorry, this is taking its sweet time to focus, because they're kind of trying to, do it in a way that, again, they haven't sort of, step number one wasn't really mastered. So they're trying to co-create a situation here that isn't serving. And the reason it's like they're trying to fool themselves into being in a certain position or place because they think it's going to serve them, and they're trying to manifest changes. But what they don't realise is that all the key components are the wrong people. This should be manifested around you and them, as opposed to them and whoever else are the players in this scenario. It's never going to work. It's never going to work. I feel like there could be some awareness of that. There could be some awareness of that because we've got to the sea here, which is a healing card. So I feel like there is some level of awareness that whatever choices were made, I feel like they're now re-looking at those, because I'm hearing it was not as expected. Definitely not as expected. There's been people with masks that have approached them here, and I feel like someone was fooled. So if they're in another relationship, this person was wearing a mask, and it totally fooled them for some time. But it's starting to dawn on them. Certainly their higher self is aware of the reality of it, but it's just allowing that kind of, the reality here to sort of trickle on down, that sort of conscious awareness, really. The higher self is definitely aware that there's a fork in the road, decisions to be made. And I'm fairly certain that, again, this is the sort of reality that's starting to dawn on the individual here, that they are going to have to make a decision. And the decision is, do they want something that is a material, very superficial kind of connection, or do they want an authentic connection here that serves a purpose and that is in alignment with their higher self and also their soul mission and soul path? Which, so the higher self is aware that they're it's like there's an evolving kind of scenario going on here. But I feel like this person could be starting to become aware of their ability and or intuition as well, because I feel like at some point they've been shutting that off and they haven't been listening to their intuition. And they haven't been, listening to what they should be listening to. It's like they've had people kind of telling them certain things and how to be and how to react and how to do this and how to do that. And they're starting to become aware of that this is not in alignment, and they have to relook at it. Now, interesting, bottom of the deck, we've got Y. We've got the Y card here. So I feel like because it's starting to dawn on them that this is kind of not serving a purpose, and they have to really start making decisions as opposed to actually taking the action. They're still in that. I feel like here it's like there's a thought process going on as to why this is happening. So the penny hasn't really dropped yet as to what all this meant, but there's definitely a thought process going on here. Let's pull some more oracle cards before we jump into tarot. Pile number 1, please. What does the higher self need to know? Sorry, what does the higher self want you to know, please? For those who picked pile 1, what does their higher self want you to know? Oh wow, they're trying to go about this fairly. They're trying to be fair about the scenario here. Now, this is also Justice, and this is also Libra, the card. So they could have air in their chart, Libra, Aquarius, and or Gemini. But I feel like they're trying to navigate these questions in and be fair. It's like, for example, if it is a third-party situation and there's someone around them that is kind of dawning on them that it's just not for them, they are not going to just suddenly drop this person and leave, because to them it wouldn't be fair. So I feel like they're trying to navigate and get all the answers first, then they're going to do it in a fair manner, because what they don't want to do is accrue more karma, because it feels karmic. Whatever the situation that they're going through is that it was a part of a lesson that needed to be learned. There's definitely something around travel as well. I'm just getting different travel locations here. I'm getting France, England. So someone could be moving, having lots of movement and or leaving for some of those places, or living in some of those places. But I'm getting strong travel. I feel like they could also travel around a lot and keep busy in order to distract themselves a little bit, because to them it serves a purpose. Yeah. We've also got by the book. We've got by the book here. So again, it's like they're trying to do things. They're not going to just sort of run off and leave a situation unrepaired. I think I'm hearing they're going to see this through. So, for example, there's definitely some kind of contract that this person may have with the other significant person, if there is a third party. And if there isn't a third party involved, there's something about a timing issue here. There's something about a timing issue. I just keep hearing I'm sorry over and over and over again. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Literally, that's all I'm hearing. So if you're waiting for an apology, I feel like this is definitely your apology. I don't know if they're going to say that out loud to you. Their higher self certainly is. I'm also hearing wishy-washy. So if someone's very indecisive, or you know, cannot make decisions, it's because it's like they could suffer from guilt, and someone is placing an onus or an emphasis on their connection to the point where they're staying in a connection from guilt. And so rather than sort of taking a stand and moving away from that, they're staying in it because of guilt. I just keep hearing I'm sorry again with that sort of, it's like we've got different scenarios that they're involved with, and they're apologetic for it. Their higher selves are. Another scenario could be, this also could be for you, I'm hearing I didn't want to wait. I don't know if that makes sense to anyone. I didn't want to wait because I knew you wouldn't be happy with how things were going. And so I didn't want to wait. I'm sorry. So if you've had a gap in your connection, maybe they were off doing other things and the plan was for you guys to reconnect and then to sort of get back together. I feel like they didn't. They went off and they got distracted somewhere else. And then you were waiting for them to return and they didn't, and they're sorry, but their higher self is saying that was deliberate because they needed to learn something. So it's not anything you did wrong. It was just part of a lesson that they needed to learn. That's why they were kind of drawn away from you. It wasn't because of anything you've done wrong. It was because of circumstances. There's something unfinished in this energy for this pile. That's what I'm getting. Pile 1, please. What does their higher self want you to know? Truth be told. Okay, so this is also, or could be also someone, or you know, them with a third party potentially that's wearing a mask. So if it's them, could be them and a third party, or it could just be them. It's like they're trying to fit in. They're trying to be, again, it's the back to that kind of square peg round hole. They're trying to fit in and be around people that are expected of them to be around. Okay, so it could be that your connection has, maybe there's an age gap, maybe there's a cultural difference, maybe there's a religious difference. It's like their programming that they've gone through and people's expectations of who they should be with, they still haven't got past that and they keep saying they're sorry. And I'm also hearing they're working through it. Okay, but they're trying to learn how to remove this mask and to be accepting of the self, on their kind of living in their authentic truth, because at the moment they're attracting people, or they're in situations that are encouraging that mask to remain on, and the challenge for them is to challenge themselves and to move out of that. And at the moment they don't feel like they're in a position to work out exactly what is going on. It's like they know something's off and they're trying to work out why. Don't forget we have the why card here. But they aren't quite sure what it is that they need to do yet. It's like there's still some... Because this mask thing, I don't know if they're aware of that. I don't know. I feel like there's something authentic that they know isn't quite right with the whole situation. Yeah, look, it's like we've got time for a nap here. So it's like they're taking some time out because I feel like they needed a break. It's like they're putting themselves under a bit of undue pressure here to sort of figure out certain things. And at the moment, I'm hearing it's a lot to deal with. It's a lot for them to deal with. It's, again, it's that mental kind of, they can't quite see the wood for the trees, because my head feels really foggy right now. I feel like, have you ever been around a situation where you're overthinking so much and it gets to the point where you re-look at something and it just looks, it's like an Escher painting. Everything looks like it's all topsy-turvy and you can't quite work out which way's up. This is the energy I'm tapping into. So it's almost like they're stepping into this very obscure reality around people that are very, I'm hearing, this is going to sound rude, but dumbed down. Okay, so it could be around their work environment, it could be around their friends, aren't maybe enlightened and or they're not maybe awake. And so they're in that environment in around a lot of things, and to them it's the norm. But at the moment they're going through a shift, and so everything feels a bit obscure, but because of the warped reality they're a little bit in here, it's causing them to doubt themselves, because at the moment they're the common denominator. They're the one that maybe isn't in line with all these things, and so they're starting to blame them, which is why this why card keeps coming up. And because they're overthinking it, it's like they're trying to have a break now, because this is a lot to take on. Like, I'll be really honest with you, my head feels very weird at the moment. like I've overthought something, and there's no way I'm ever going to find out what the answer is because I've overthought it. My head's gone numb. It's like, you know, when you sort of have that overwhelming emotion and you're so overwhelmed that you become numb because there's just so many different emotions going on. It's like that, but in my head. It's like someone's massively overthinking something. Again, very air-like quality here. So they could be an air sun moon rising. They could have air very heavily focused in their chart. But I want to say they could also have water. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. They're the main kind of energies I'm getting here. They doubt themselves. They really doubt themselves. It's interesting. Observer, yeah. It's like they're trying to figure out what the deal is and how to kind of overcome this. So they're just at this point of like, right, well, if I just observe everything, maybe at some point the penny's going to drop to know what to do, because it's not like they can turn around and ask someone else that's in this situation, because the reality is the other person in the situation, or their friend or someone they felt close to, I don't think is going to get it. I feel like they might have even spoken to people about this. And I'm going to be doing a video on that at sort of a later point as well, about how, if they've told anyone about your connection, and if they have, what exactly they've said to them. We're going to be looking at that soon as well. So thanks, Spirit, for reminding me of that. It'll probably be in the next couple of days that you'll see me post that. If not, then it might be next week. Let me put that as a priority, actually. Let me put that as a priority. Let me do that. Sorry, guys. Let me make a note of that. I've got my list of things that I'm ready to do. Okay. Star. Let's put a star next to it. Yeah, so they're around people that they might even sort of discuss this with, and the other again, I feel like the other person that they're definitely talking to someone about it. It's like there's dismissing going on. Oh no. But at the moment they're observing the reality or the situation that's going on to try and figure out what they're going to do about all this. That's what they're doing at the moment. And we've got the fates as well. Okay, so this is about destiny, fated situations, things that are meant to be. It's number 17. Okay, so let's look at this. Now I've pulled out two cards, a card for the top level and a card for the bottom level. I will move the webcam now to show you. Okay, so this is the position of the cards that we've got going on here. So I'll go through each of them, and sorry about if it's not too sort of focused, but I'll go through each of them and we'll break down what else the higher self wants you to know. Okay, so we've got chaos and conflict, and to be fair, so the higher self basically is saying that they're in amongst a lot of kind of possibly arguing, drama, toxicity. They're trying to navigate through this in a fair manner, okay? So they're trying to get out of this, or trying to work this out in the best possible way they can. Then we've got co-create and by the book. So they're trying to manifest a way out of this, but they're trying to do it in again, a very modest, fair manner, without cutting corners, without sort of being sneaky or rude. They're trying to do the best they can, all right? Then we've got to the sea and truth be told. So it's interesting because we've got the healing element and this mask. So I feel like possibly maybe there's been some deception. Maybe they've lied to themselves about this situation or about their feelings towards you. I'm hearing yes. And I feel like they're kind of currently undergoing this process where that's dawning on them, you know. We've got fork in the road and time for a nap. So again, there's a lot of indecision here. So they're trying to take some time out to figure out what they're going to do. Then we've got exchanging gifts and observer. So I feel like what they're currently doing in amongst this kind of break that they're having is they're trying to observe the pros and cons. It's like they're doing this in a very rational, logical manner. So the sort of the good side of things, you know, to make a decision, they're sort of trying to weigh up. See, look, this energy is, I feel dizzy at the moment. So I'll be really honest with you, because I'm tapping into all their energy. This to me feels like they're all over the place. Like I'm not even going to lie. This feels like, I just feel like my head is spinning. And I feel like that's the energy that they're currently going through. They can't quite understand what is the benefit of all this and what's going on. Again, I'm seeing why. The last two cards are why and the fates. So they're a bit confused as to what all this is about and why they can't seem to make a decision, why they can't see the wood for the trees. but it's all part and parcel of their journey. That's what their higher selves are telling me. It's like this was always meant to happen. This was always meant to happen. One final card, please, to summarise. This is going to be with a tarot card. To summarise, please, last messages. Yeah, look. So if you're, this is the High Priestess. So, for example, if you're not, if there's not a third party situation, then this is basically telling you to trust your instincts, because this card is this is a keeper of the secrets. Okay, so they could be very secretive about what they're doing, but this is also about intuition. All right. Yeah, Six of Swords. They're trying to put this behind them and trying to move on to the calmer waters. If there has been secrecy in the past, I thought that they're moving away from that. If there has been things that haven't been mentioned or told or spoken about, they're moving away from that. They're trying to get into a peaceful place. One last card. Where are they moving to? Yeah, they want a new beginning. All right. So this is someone who's trying to wrap all this loose ends up before they can start a new beginning, which I feel like they will at some point. Okay, guys, so this was your reading for what does their higher self want you to know. Hopefully that's been of some help. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening. All your likes, shares, subscriptions means a lot to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And yeah, video posted tomorrow will probably be possibly this. Have they told anyone about you? And if they have, what are they saying? All right, guys, so take good care. Speak soon. And pile 2. So the energy oracle cards. What does their higher self want you to know? Pile 2. What does their higher self want you to know? Those who picked pile 2. What does their higher self want you to know? And let's start. Let's just tune into the energy and see what they want to say. I feel like this is someone who's trying to look on the bright side of things. I'll be totally honest with you. This way or the other way? Yeah, it's like we've got the door to personal healing and happiness here. And by the way, if you can see smoke, it's sage burning. Door to personal healing and happiness, because those who picked pile 1, I felt like I was going to pass out. So we need to just make sure that I'm obviously able to finish the reading. The door to personal, because I felt like there was a lot of confusion basically, so obviously that was me absorbing all that. Door to personal healing and happiness. So it's like, I feel like they're viewing you, I'm hearing second chance. So whether or not they've had a lot of terrible experiences in love, or you know, maybe they viewed you as this was their last chance to have love, and I feel like they still do. It's like they're it's like you're a sure thing. It's a bet. They've bet on a sure thing here. It's like they're very positive about how they're viewing it, and they're very positive. It's like you're bringing them a lot of comfort, I'm hearing. Yeah, look, woman holding a heart. So it's like again, there's a very strong kind of confidence here that they know that you are supportive. Now, you don't have to be female watching this, and you know they you know, take it as it resonates, but this is just someone that I feel like they know that you are supportive and or a loving character, that what I'm hearing wants the best for them. And it's interesting because I'm also hearing that wants you to be free. So it's like, so I don't know whether or not they've felt very confined in previous relationships, and so they're very keen to make sure that you feel a sense of freedom, and also they also assert a sense of freedom as well. So because they want you to be happy, they don't want limitations, or this is a very free-spirited energy that I'm tapping into here. Okay, we've also got the Sun card. So this is, I mean, this could be children. If it's not, don't panic if you don't want children and you're thinking, oh my goodness, it doesn't have to be. But this is also, I mean, this is one of the most positive cards in the deck, the Sun. This is nourishment, sustenance. You're a very positive connection, very emotionally sustenant. It's like the sun gives life to everything, doesn't it? So it's like you brighten them up. It's a very positive card. Now, interestingly, we've also got storm warning here. We've also got storm warning. So I feel like you could have come at a time that maybe they were having some personal issues possibly, and that you lightened their load. You helped them see through things. You could have been a very strong support to them. And it's interesting because I keep my right side. Someone could have been having issues around their right side. Doesn't have to be. Again, that's the masculine side, but it's also the receiving side. So it could have been that there could have been issues around money. They could have had family issues, and that you're their comfort. You're the person they possibly go to, or maybe they want. If they don't, maybe they want to go to you. We've also got patience here. So if they're not, actually contacting you about all these things, and they're not telling you all these things, you might sit there and think, oh my goodness, well, they're not acting that way. Have patience, because I feel like they will. But there's some kind of contract that they're in. It's part of the soul contract here that is either potentially... this is why the environment is as it is. So if they're not in contact, that's why. There could be other things going on. We'll have a look at that in a minute. Yeah. It's like this has to play out first of all. But let's pull some more cards here. Let's get a second row. So pile 2, what does their higher self want you to know? Pile 2, what does their higher self want you to know? Pile 2, what does their higher self want you to know? Pile 2, what does their higher self want you to know? Pile 2. Wow. Last card, and then we're going to pull some tarot to clarify. What does pile 2, what does the higher self want you to know? Okay, we've got a couple of cards here. Okay. Right, I'm going to show you the layout. As you can see here, this is the full layout. Now, I do apologise if the cards are not focusable, let's say. This is just the layout for you to for me to go through the cards with you. Okay, so underneath the door to personal healing and happiness, we've got the 6th chakra, Archangel Metatron. So this is the third eye, okay? So instinctively, but this is also them consciously aware of this. So it's like their higher self is giving them the insight in an intuitive manner for them to consciously understand that you are a very good option for them. It's like you're there for them. There's an option for healing here. There's also an option for happiness here. So the higher self knows it, that the possibility between you guys is very positive, and also their intuition, their gut instinct probably knows that as well. Underneath woman holding a heart, we've also got hostilities. Now let's clarify that. What is woman holding a heart with hostilities here? They could be in another relationship. This could be a third party situation. Maybe you were friends with them, and then they got into a relationship, and now that person's said you're not allowed to talk with each other, you're not allowed to discuss anything, and so now that's put you in a position where you're further away from them because maybe their girlfriends banned them from talking to you. But there's definitely some issue here around the connection. Could be family members maybe, but it seems like there's a hostility or something that stood in the way. Yeah, it could be that they are already living with someone. Could be family, a community that is sort of not favouring the connection. But it looks like something or someone. What's the hostility, please? What's the hostility? Okay, so we've got the King of Cups, all right? So it could be a father figure, but it could also be a water sign, so Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. But we've also flew out was the 6 of Wands. It feels as well like there's a bit of ego here, like they don't want to acknowledge or admit their feelings, and I feel like they're deliberately maybe holding back on them as well, possibly, so that you think that they don't care, but actually they do, and but their ego's stopping them from admitting that, and but their higher selves are telling us, like their higher self has just stitched them up because they do. But I feel like maybe they're a bit stubborn and they don't want to acknowledge that they do have these feelings for you, because it puts them in a vulnerable position. Yeah. We've also got storm warning with envy. So what is this storm warning with envy about? I feel like they don't like being out of control, possibly. They don't want to be sort of in a position where they're jealous, or or possibly you're in another connection, and I feel like they're trying to move away because they don't like seeing you with someone. And if that's not the case, I feel like their feelings are very deep for you, and they're scared of opening up about this vulnerability, and so they could be very standoffish and or stoic and or possibly even rude, to sort of try and throw you off the scent. So if they've been very, very argumentative, disruptive, rude, it could be because they don't want you to see that you've got them, like hook, line and sinker. What is the storm warning with envy, please? What is storm warning with envy? Yeah. They don't want to, clarify that, because we've got a Knight of Cups in reverse now. Storm warning, envy. Someone around them could be the one that is envious of this connection. What is storm warning? Emperor. This is someone who likes to be in control. There's a little bit of controlling energy around this, I'm not going to lie. Little bit of controlling energy. Don't know if they like being out of control with their feelings. Don't know if they're going to admit this. It's almost like there's a fear of losing, a fear of vulnerability, fear of their real feelings coming out, fear of being hurt. There's a lot of fear, and with that fear comes control. The envy is, I feel like especially if you're in another connection, they're very jealous of that. 1,000,000%. But they're trying all these other little distraction techniques to make you think that they're not, but they are. Next, we've got the sun with the 7th chakra. So this is the crown chakra now. So, I mean, look, there's a very clear connection here spiritually that you guys have that is a very positive connection. It's just that egoic, lower sort of, themselves here is very much in their ego. We need this egoic side to kind of settle down a little bit, because it's kind of blocking you a bit, and this fear. We've also got patience and blossoming abundance. So they know that with this connection, there's a lot that can be gained, and it's not just on a sort of, in the physical, and also the connection they'd have with you, but it's like, I feel like their life could be a little bit more straightforward, because your connection is going to open up a lot for them, and they know that. But again, they're also aware that there's a patience that's needed here, because there's something that they need to do. Now this is where it gets interesting, because we've also got, don't know why I'm doing that. We've also got contract with the 2nd chakra, Archangel Ariel, and the 2nd chakra is the emotional center. It's what rules sort of joy. It's like they're so scared again, it's mimicking it's fear. They're absolutely petrified of letting you in, you running roughshod all over their feelings and then leaving them. I feel like they actually think that you would walk in, mess all their life up and leave. And it's interesting, because the last card we pulled too is deceit. This is the deceit card. So it's like they're kidding themselves And it's self-sabotage. They're in a self-sabotage mode. They're trying to kid themselves that, you know, you don't matter, and that they're going to just kind of, you know, bide their time until they can figure all this out. Meanwhile, they know deep down that you do matter, and that essentially they need to just chill out a little bit, focus on what they need to focus on. But it's like, I feel like they're kidding themselves. They're not ready for a relationship. That's 1,000,000%, because we've got the Six of Pentacles here, but we've also got the Three of Cups in reverse. So there could definitely be a third party situation going on here. All right. What is this soul contract, second chakra, and deceit about, Spirit? Yeah, there's some. They need healing. They're really unbalanced. This is very unbalanced energy. Where I'm also picking up. I don't know why, but I feel really angry. They could be really angry about things, like how things have turned out, or why things have happened the way they have. It's like I feel very angry about things. Yeah, there could be some addictions and or toxic people around them, and or toxic behavior, maybe attachments, addictions here. We've got the Devil card now. It's like they've sought happiness through all the wrong means, all the wrong places, all the wrong people. And whereas you've come along and that's their real chance for happiness, they're trying to shed all the things, the lower vibrational kind of happiness, you know, the temporary distractions, possibly drink, possibly alcohol. Yeah, they need some cleansing. This is someone. This is some very, very. It's like they need healing. They really need healing. Someone's definitely not over pain in their past, and I'm hearing they're also not over an ex. This doesn't have to be for everyone, but I feel like that's definitely some people. It's just like it's like that the past has affected them. See, I'm getting all dizzy now. It's like the past has affected them to the point where they've written off people because they're trying to save their heart. They think their heart's about to get run all over, but it's not. It's not. But they're convinced. It's like you would sit there and go, the sky's definitely blue. They'd be like, no, the sky's pink. So it's like that. Yeah, it's interesting because we've got the Knight of Swords, which is about fast action and movement, and Six of Swords, which is about moving on. They want to be able to move forwards. They want to do it quickly, but I feel like they may be cutting corners. They may be sort of trying to rush things. So they could be in and out, trying to quickly fix things that, you know, you can't just kind of, oh, it's fine, and my heart's going to be fixed later. I'll do it later. I'll do it later, and we'll just you know, I'll be in this position and we'll do that, and oh, it's fine, you know, we can be with each other now, it's fine. And it's like, well, great, but have you done any healing yet? No, it's fine, I'll do it later. It's that kind of energy. It's like people trying to, you know, sort of not look at the real issues here. Yeah, and we've got work. Something tells me this is not actually them working on themselves. This is working and putting energy into work and all these other external things that don't mean too much. To distract themselves from actually the real issues. Is that this way? This way. So we've got the Ace of Swords. Wasn't too sure if it was upright or not. They're telling me it is upright, which is about clarity and truth. So I think they're starting to cut through the shit and starting to understand this for what it is. But they're also possibly a little bit defensive. So I wouldn't sit and expect overnight success or overnight changes. This definitely could be someone that's in a relationship. We've got Nine of Pentacles reversed, all right? If it's not that, and they're definitely not, this is someone who is having an issue around money. They're possibly they're not able to manifest. They're not feeling very fruitful. They could be feeling a little bit low self-esteem. Possibly not feeling great about things. And so because they're not feeling great, because they're possibly in this very low vibrational energy, they're not seeing you as a great option because they can't even see their own lives as great, you know? you could be the best option known to man, but until they understand how to get themselves out of this energy and start seeing themselves in a better position, you know, it might take a while for them to do that. What else for pile 2, please? With pile 2, whoever picked pile 2, for those who picked pile 2, what else can you tell me, please? Yeah, 5 of Wands reversed. Again, this is about competing, about other elements, other people being around, involved. Okay, so there could be other influences, people that are just distracting them to the point where, let me just relight this sage again, one sec. Yeah, it's like there could be other people around them, other influences. There could be other people competing for their attention. There could be a partner that is restricting them on sort of a multi-leveled way, really. We've got the Page of Swords here, so I don't know why I want to say this, but you could have been in a position where they're a bit petty and or a bit kind of, I'm hearing a bit nasty. Maybe they were a bit nasty to you. I feel like you could be getting communication soon. I feel like to expect it, but also I feel like they could also be looking on social media to see what you're doing. But there's definitely a decision that's being made because we've got the King of Swords. So I feel like they're trying to bide their time a bit here before a decision is made as to what they're going to do about you. I think that's what their higher self's trying to say. Yeah, look, the Emperor. So this is someone who I'm hearing knows what they want. Pile 2, please. And again, I'm still getting the King of Wands. So this is definitely could be someone as well that is in another relationship. All right. So again, maybe you're sort of thinking, no, that's 1000% not my situation. But from the cards, it's looking like the majority of people watching this could be in that situation. One last card, please. Outcome, pile 2. What does their higher self want you to know? Pile 2, please. Pile 2. One more. Pile 2. Okay, we've got the Death card in reverse. So again, I feel like if you've had mainly positive experiences with them, I feel like that's great, because it will remain the same. But I feel like if you've had mainly negative experiences, it's going to remain the same. Whatever, because this is death in reverse, and usually death is transformation, and it's usually an end, and then a restart of that. So I feel like it could remain the same. If it's not that, it could also be that this is not the end. It's not over. There's more to come with this connection. Yeah. But the problem here is they're trying to juggle what they want. All right. We've got the Two of Pentacles here. So it's like they don't know what they're doing. This could be a third party. It could be maybe there's something about you that they're trying to decide on. And so they're juggling. They're not entirely sure. Two of Pentacles. Yeah. Now, again, positive cards. We've got 10 of Pentacles here with the 4 of Wands. So this is about long-term connection. This is about potential reunion, moving in. This is also a twin flame potential card. But 10 of Pentacles is usually legacy, you know, family, long-term relationships, stable relationships. And this is the moving in card. So that's definitely on their mind. This is definitely, they're looking at the longevity of this and potential as to whether or not, because I feel like they do very much see that this is what you can offer them, but at the moment, do they want it? They're juggling. What are they going to do about this? They see you in that way, but do they want that at the moment? Okay, guys, so that was your reading, those who picked pile 2. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching. All your likes, shares, subscriptions, it means a lot. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Take good care and speak soon. Pile 3, hello there. This is your pile. So this is the Gilded Reverie Lenormand Expanded Edition. So for pile 3, what does their higher self want you to know? Let's get started. Pile 3, please. What does their higher self want you to know? What does their higher self want you to know? Those who picked pile 3, please. I did do a pre-shuffle as well, by the way. What does their higher self want you to know? And these cards are all freshly saged, cleansed. Okay, so there's definitely some challenge here for them to sort of be around you, be with you. I don't think it's a lack of emotion. And I'm going to link in with Spirit as well to get some channel messages. I don't think it's a lack of wanting to be with you. I think that I'm hearing insurmountable obstacles here. It's like they're trying to get to you. They're trying to be with you. And I'm hearing they don't know how. There could... I don't know why I'm hearing this, but I'm hearing objection. So maybe there's been people around them that have objected to this, possibly. If it's not I'm hearing family as well. So maybe their family knew you. Maybe they weren't entirely sure how to... Something about family. Maybe they have a family. Let's have a look. Let's get these cards out. Yeah, the Mountain, 21 card. There's definitely some obstacles. This came out as well with the Mountain card, which was love. This is the love card, number 24, which is 6, Virgo. Could be a Virgo. And also number 3 could be a Gemini. So we've got very strong communicational ability here, very, very Mercurian led energy. Could be an air sign and or an earth sign that's featured heavily here. I'm also seeing water cards. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And I don't know why, but I keep wanting to say Gemini, because we've also got the 2 swans here, which is like the twins card. So again, you could also have a very strong telepathic connection here. My head feels like someone's putting their finger on it, on the third eye. They really know how they feel about you. This higher self is very clear about how they feel towards you. I feel there's a very strong telepathic connection, and I feel like your communication skills could also be very strong with each other, either face to face or telepathically. Yeah. I'm just keep hearing the song. I don't know much, but I know I love you. This is very, very sentimental energy here. I'm just getting very strong water energy coming through. And for some reason, I'm seeing Cancer over and over and over again in my head. Cancerian. Possibly Scorpio. But I'm seeing mainly Cancerian. And I feel it could have been, this could have been something that was, it's like it's possibly dawned on them. I'll be honest with you, I love this energy. I could sit in this energy forever because it's very, very peaceful energy. This is a very high vibrational energy that I'm tapping into here. It's very, I don't know why I want to say this word, but glorious. I just heard the word glorious. Maybe they feel like that around you. They're saying yes. Yeah, it's just a very serene and peaceful energy. I feel like you make them feel that way as well. There's just a very loving, very kind of childlike, pure, innocent energy that I'm tapping into here. And it's very romantic. You guys could have a very romantic story of how you met or how you got together. Actually very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Excuse the wind. We've got Storm Kiara here at the moment. Because obviously I'm burning sage. The window's open. There's like wheelie bins flying around. I shouldn't laugh really. It's probably quite serious in some places, especially if you're like elderly or something. Yeah. Because the mountain here is the 8 of clubs. This is the 8 of wands here. So there could be a distance between you guys. There also could be some communication coming, okay, because this is a fast movement. This is about communication. This is about sort of travel. So there could be some distance. And then we've got the Jack of Hearts here, which is cups. So again, you could have an offer coming, because Page of Cups is usually an offering. Yeah, Page of Cups is usually an offering, and I feel like it could be fast moving. So when the time you watch this, you may have communication very shortly afterwards, and it's very very peaceful. It's possibly an offer. Okay. Next set of cards we've got is the Garden. This is the number 43 card. So this could be, again, this is air, so possibly Libra. Sort of very kind of serene energy here. And then we've also got the bouquet, Queen of Cups, number 9. So number 9 being Sagittarius, so fire sign, passion. Someone could want to, this could have been a connection that was either hidden previously, or it wasn't public, it was put to one side, maybe being a bit secretive. You couldn't sort of tell people about your connection, maybe it wasn't official. I feel like someone's coming forward and wants to make it official. Can't guarantee that's for all of you, but we've also got Queen of Cups here. So this is a water energy, so Scorpio, Pisces,